So we have added value to this artwork, and if you'll remember, we added value by tracing the edge with a dark oil pastel, and then we blended it with our fingers. And what that did was it showed darks around the edges, and by blending it, it kind of fades to the center so there's not a harsh outline, and then it's still light in the middle. So we have value added, and now it's time to continue our second layer and to add our shapes. Now we created some oil pastel concentric circles just to add interest, and I want you to think about where you're placing them, because if you place them on top of an area that's similar to their color, they're going to blend in and you're not even really going to be able to see them. But by moving them to a contrasting color, by taking this warm concentric circle, it's warm on the edges, and placing it in an area that has cool colors, it's going to pop out and you're going to notice it more. Same with this one. And remember, you can always add different shapes as well. So I can add this one over here. When I'm ready to glue those on, remember when you're using the glue, I just make sure that the glue is picked off of that top because it dries. And then I just twist just the very top of the glue bottle. And when you're adding your glue to these areas, you're just going to add a little bit around the edge. You don't need it a lot, but I like to put it around the edge to make sure those edges stay down. And I'm finished with that layer. I'm actually ready to add my black lines now. And we just got through looking at Kandinsky's artwork, and we looked at where he placed all of his black lines, and we're going to be using some black glue. I actually have black paint. If you'd rather use paint, you can. I can share that with you. You can use a small brush and just add those on. But some of you have been asking about how to add the black glue. First thing I do is shake it up. And then when you take the black glue, the lid off, I actually like to use a paper towel to pull the lid off because it's kind of hard to pull it off, and you don't want to accidentally squeeze it all over your hands. Keep that lid in a safe place so that you can cap it when you're done. We don't want the glue to get everywhere. I've also put on an apron because this black glue can stain your clothing. The first thing that I'm going to share with you is that if you want to, you can just outline areas. One of my other students said it's a really good idea to start in the middle and work outwards so that you don't run your arm through it as you're using the glue. You might accidentally kind of move, lay your hand or your arm in the glue. So we always start from the center. You'll notice as I'm adding my glue, I'm holding the bottle above the paper. I'm not actually touching the tip of the glue bottle to the paper. I'm also, feel free to turn your artwork, and you're just squeezing the bottle gently, and then you're stopping the squeezing motion when you get to the end of where you want the line to stop. Don't move it while you still have your gluing in place, while you're still squeezing the bottle. Don't move the bottle. Things like this are going to happen. That just happens where you get some blobs as the glue is coming out. There's no way to change that. That may just add interest to your artwork. So leave that be. Don't try to wipe it up. It'll only smear and make a mess. It ends up looking kind of interesting. You can use your glue to outline and enhance those added circles that you've included if you want to. Or like Kandinsky in his artwork, when he added black lines, you may just want to decide to, maybe add them to an area that you think needs interest. So maybe I want to just add some extra black lines coming in from the side. It really doesn't outline anything, but I'm thinking about where I'm placing those. I'll add a few extra lines here. I like those lines that kind of cross over my shapes. Draws attention to that area. I think I'll throw some in coming in this way too. One thing I'm not doing is just squeezing black glue all over without actually thinking about where I want to put it. If you just squeeze it and it, put it everywhere, what's going to happen is people will notice those black lines, but they won't notice all the beautiful work you've done with color and with your values. So we want to make sure that you're not covering up everything you've already done. You're just enhancing it or making it better, making it stand out. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but the glue will, it will run if you turn your paper upwards. So we're going to place these in a special place on a flat surface. We're not going to actually put them on a drying rack. We're going to just leave them on a flat surface to dry so that the glue doesn't run. When you're finished, if you have any glue on the edge here, just wipe it up and make sure when you put that cap on, you hear it click. These glue bottles can be brought right back up to the counter where you got them from, and you can place this in a safe spot flat on a counter.